If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is May the 9th, 2022, and today the topic is Purified by the Blood. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope that you all had a lovely Mother's Day weekend. Mine was just fine. Y'all know that I went and performed at the Decatur Arts Festival on Saturday. And to be completely honest, y'all, like I said, I think I was telling you all about this last week, but just in case I didn't say it, let me just say it again. Like, I put so much into that event on Saturday that my mind was just so engulfed in getting things ready, getting things together for the Decatur Arts Festival, for the show, the Mother's Day Dilemma. So like so, that I was working so hard on that, right? And so, so Saturday came, I did the show. To God be the glory. There was a lot of cool moments and things, obviously we did the show, so that was a blessing to be able to do that. So shout out again to Mr. Jerry. I said I want to get better about showing y'all on the live versions who I'm talking about and photos and whatnot. So I was able to actually upload some of the photos and whatnot to share with you all. Now, obviously, you guys can catch these things if you guys follow me at Actress Miracle Sims, right? But any event that you don't and you're watching live, then, I'm able to kind of show you guys some stuff on the live versions of the podcast. So that's one thing. So yes, thank you to Mr. Jerry again for booking yours truly to be at that event. Greatly appreciate the opportunity. Let's see what else I wanted to share with you. Well, we had a lovely lady win that big old gift basket that your girl worked so hard on. We actually had someone win. Her name was Laurencia, so shout out to her. Thank you so much for the support. She was supporting before she won the basket as well. I mean, she had already purchased a couple of books, and so yeah, man. Now that she has a couple of books that she could give away to someone now, because she got all of them in the basket as well. So thank you, Laurencia. Thank you for that support and everything like that. Obviously my family was with me. Well, let me do another shout out. Let me give a shout out to that branding company I was telling you all about the other day. Y'all can see, how some of my setup was looking and whatnot if you're watching live. But KC103 branding, thank you so much. Again, shout out to Boomer as well for his creation of many of the pieces, and again shout out to Daria as well for creating the new Miracle Sims logo and everything like that. So I think my vending setup is looking pretty good, y'all. I can't complain. Thankful, what I'm saying, that things came together. So I think I'm pretty much ready to get out there and vend and meet new people and go to events and whatnot. There was a few things that my husband and I, we kind of took note of, like perhaps that I could get or do or whatever the case is when it comes to future shows. But, to God be the glory, man. Everything was everything. Everything went well last weekend. Speaking of that, my family was able to spend a little time at the festival afterwards. So yeah, we got something to eat, really good food. Had a good old time sitting on the lawn listening to the band, and Yeah, so it was a nice time to just be out because we're always in the house, to be honest, and so it was just really nice to get out and whatnot. And y'all know already my why, right? My why, my little guy. He's you know the reason why I'm a mother. You know what I'm saying? um, so yeah, I was able to reflect on that yesterday in regards to actual Mother's Day. I just spent time like recouping, y'all, like recouping mentally, like resting. Hubby cooks a really good chicken curry and all this, and that's what yesterday looked like, man. Now, I ain't gonna lie, cause I was a little bit frustrated mid in the middle of the day, cause like my husband was knocked out. Like Rip Van Winkle, I tell you guys, like our sleeping schedules and patterns and all this stuff is so weird and random here, right? Like I'm up early here at 4. I think he's up now. Um, and then when we got back from the festival that night, him and little man knocked out, and then I was up, and you know what I'm saying. So it just was our sleeping patterns are so weird, and I get it, I understand, but I ain't gonna lie, man. It was like lunchtime, and I was hangry, as they say. I was like, Lord, husband said he was gonna cook, and I don't smell nothing cooking. Oh man, but he did, he knocked it on out. It's so funny because I had made a lunch or whatever, and then and knocked out, and then I went to sleep, right, while he and NJ was doing their thing, I guess, getting dinner together and whatnot. And then here come NJ talking about some, mommy, you have to eat, mommy. I was like, ooh, I have to eat. Y'all know I'm still trying to, well, so yesterday I at least ate twice a day, right? Because I'm still kind of working on that. I'm still only eating like once a day. Sorry, anointed touch. But I mean that's the truth. I'm still kind of eating like once a day. So I was like, when I made the little lunch or whatever that I had, I was like, well, I guess this is my Mother's Day then. I'm eating this lunch. But no, I had a nice dinner. Hubby did cooking, so yeah, that was nice as well. So that was my weekend, y'all. That was my weekend in a nutshell. Again, I hope that you all had a wonderful weekend as well. And yeah, thank you to everyone for the greetings for Mother's Day, as well as, I hope that you all saw our greetings to you as well. Shout out to the GSL team for all the phenomenal images and posts and the newsletter that we sent out and whatnot. It was a blessing that, look, while I was asleep, things was being posted and whatnot. I had, so things got shared about, the weekend and whatnot. Thanks to the team, I just sent the stuff to them and was like, hey, you know, let's try to get this stuff out by Mother's Day, throughout this weekend, And they were on it. They were on it. And I'm sure they had their own Mother's Day celebrations and whatnot to do as well. Boomer has his wife, you know what I'm saying? I know Elizabeth had some mother and whatnot. So thank you all for taking out time to, do actress Miracle Sims things in the midst of your weekend and in your own celebrations of the mothers in your lives. International Dream Team, you guys are amazing. And yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to my sister as well, man. I did not get the chance to see it, but I know that she did she did a speech yesterday or something like that, and I saw some clips and everything like that, and I think it went really well. So, I'm glad to hear and see that it went well. Super proud of her and the mother she is and everything like that. Y'all know we had to celebrate the queen as well. She had so many posts on social media, so and whatnot. But shout out to my mom. I hope that you are proud of your fruits out here. You know what I'm saying? Um, Trying to do some big things. You know what I mean? I know I am, and I know my sister is as well. So, you know, shout out to the queen, Evangelist Evelyn O'Neill. All right, y'all. Well, let's get into the juice. Let's get into the juice. First of all, let me tell y'all. So, the Lord woke me up this morning to a rather disturbing dream. We'll see how deep I get into it, but let me let's just say that basically, I guess the main part to tell y'all in this moment right now is that I woke up to me slapping some stranger. So, okay, I might as well tell you now, so I can see that sounds bad. So basically, what was going on in the dream? Now there was some other stuff going on in the dream before this happened. It was something like about a summer camp, and I was teaching it, but then people tried to bring in kids that wasn't part of what I was doing. It was a lot of stuff going on before that. But all of a sudden, the last part of the dream that I remember is that I was like laying in a bed or something, and then there was some strange man trying to kiss on me. And he had like some missing teeth, and I don't know if one of his eyes was like lazy or if one was just kind of closed. I don't know. But he was trying to kiss on me, and I'm like, look, I'm married. And he said something real short. It was like, your husband blanks you. Like, I don't know if he said your husband left you or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. Something like that. And then I was like, what? And, I'm trying to, be like, get off me, X, Y, and Z. He's like, well, what are you going to do? I do remember that part. He's like, what you going to do? And I was like, and it was kind of crazy because I looked to the side and it seemed like a window was right next to my face on the opposite side. And then, so I remember trying to call for some type of help, right? While he was still trying to kiss on me or whatever. But my voice seemed to be the best word I can use right now is weak. It seemed like it was very weak. And then so at some point, I guess I mustered up the strength to do the slap, boom, and then that's what I woke up. I woke up to I just slapped my own arm like that, and like I said, disturbing. It was disturbing. It was interesting because I was talking to my husband. He was talking about something. He woke up, you know, from a weird dream as well. So I don't know what's going on with all of that, but I looked at the clock. And it was 3 o'clock on the dot. And I was like, all right, Lord, well, let's see. So I did, Google Bible and 3. And the interesting thing is, I didn't see much Bible. I think where did it go? I think it was maybe Romans 3 that I ended up looking at, which was interesting. I'm not gonna lie about that. But the other thing that I found to be interesting was that a lot of the stuff that came up on Google was talking about the witching hour, and I guess if believers woken up at that time, they need to pray and blah blah blah. So obviously I did that. I did pray, and then I started looking up more, information about what I was trying to look up, in regards to Bible and the 3, and that's what I read the entire. I believe it was Romans 3, and then I guess I was kind of distracted as I was doing that, thinking about the dream, and I didn't want to like lose certain key things that I was remembering, because I told y'all before, like sometimes I go to dreammoods.com to kind of look and see what certain symbols mean or certain things, and so I was doing that. And then I got a message from Ranye, which is kind of crazy. I got a message from Ranye around like 3:19 or something like that, and so by the time I saw that, I was like, thank you. I mean, it did kind of lift my spirits a little bit, the video that he sent. So I thanked him for that, because I just was like, because ever since 3, I've been like praying and trying to figure out like why God woke me up, and like, and what's the revelation of this situation, you know what I'm saying? So and then I just kept going, and then next thing I know it was 4, and then I ended up talking to my husband about his dream, and we were talking and whatnot. And then here we are. I did my prayer meditation. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about the prayer meditation, right? Because this is going to lead me to the subject today. So the interesting thing about the prayer meditation is, as I was listening to it, it was describing all these beautiful things, right? And it was like, put yourself in this field, looking up at the sky, blah, blah, blah. It was telling me all to do all of that. And I was trying to do all of that. But the whole time, all I felt like was like dark, icky, blood-like, miry. Like, those were the words that was in my mind. I felt like half of my face. I know this is gonna sound right. Hey, anybody spiritual, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it did feel like half of my face was like engulfed in that dark, miry, Now I didn't equate it to blood until afterwards, but yeah, I could just think, and because I kept trying to get out of it, because I kept trying to be like, this is like an oxymoron. It's like I'm trying to be in this beautiful place that I'm listening to, right? But I keep being in this dark, miry, thick, liquidy, inky, you know what I mean? Whatever this is. And I was like trying to figure out what's up with this, you know what I'm saying? But then lo and behold, man, I don't know what was the first thing I thought about after the prayer meditation. I can't remember, but somehow I got to blood. And I started looking up. No, you know what? I started looking up other stuff. I started looking up like in the wrong place. I started looking up like because I felt like I was in the opposite place of where the thing was describing for me to be. So I was like, was I out of place, and stuff like that. And none of that stuff was resonating with the verses that I come across. They didn't click for me. And so then I kept going and I kept being like, what am I missing here with X, Y, and Z? And then I believe that's eventually the word blood stood out to me or whatever. And then I started looking up more verses centered around that. And then ultimately the phrase purified of blood stood out. And those verses were resonating. And here we are. So yeah, man. Let's get into this. Let's see what the Lord shared with me this morning in regards to being purified by the blood. So then Hebrews 9:22 says, "Indeed, under the law, almost everything is purified with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sins." So the interesting thing about this, like, okay, I don't know if it was as I was writing it down or as I was reading it this morning. When we think of blood, we don't necessarily think of cleansing. Now, obviously, I believe that people, holy people may, what I'm saying, people that believe and everything like that, we might look at it as that, or maybe Christians might, equate it as purification, right? But in a normal situation, I say that with quotes, I think we don't necessarily think blood to be this cleansing thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we think, like some may view blood as like one of the most, not say vile liquids, but kind of like with the, I guess excrement might be worse, but like what's worse than blood in regards to like stains? You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So I was thinking, I don't know, that crossed my mind this morning. But honestly, again, in the Bible, it does, it's constant, constantly talking about like the blood being a purification, being being purified by the blood and things like that. Especially with that verse and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that just crossed my mind this morning as I was thinking about everything. But yeah, and I think that was one of the reasons why oxymoron came into my mind as well, because it was like, I did define it, but I didn't write it down. So y'all can look that up if you need to. But, the fact that like the oxymoron of the moment with the prayer meditation, as well as the blood being cleansing versus what we think is cleansing and all of that. But we can go deeper with those thoughts, y'all can go deeper with those thoughts on your own. But yeah, that was one of the first verses that stood out to me this morning. Then Hebrews 9:14. How much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without a blemish to God, purify our conscience from dead works to serve. Yes, excuse me, dead works to serve the living God. So, so if let me read that again, because I feel like I messed it up for y'all. So just in case so again it says, how much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without a blemish to God, purify our conscience from dead works to serve the living God. So yeah, how much more will his blood purify us, y'all? That's what I get there. He had no blemishes at all, yet he took on our sin, and that purifies us all, because we talked about back in the day, like what they used to do and whatnot with the animals and whatnot, because of the needing to be cleansed and whatnot. So yeah, the one for all thing when it comes to Jesus, another thing just to reflect on and be thankful for, right? Romans 2:4 says, or do you presume on the riches of his kindness and forbearance and patience, not knowing that God's kindness is meant to lead you to repentance? Ooh. All right, now, listen. That was a good one this morning, in my humble opinion. Because I honestly, I think, and I know we talked about this before, I think we do take advantage of God's kindness, right? I was telling my son this the other day, you taking my kindness for weakness, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, but his patience and kindness, again, it's supposed to be leading us towards repentance, not continuing in your sin. We got to get there, though. Everybody got to get there. No judgment. I'm just saying, hey, it took me my time to get there. So, everybody got to get there on their own. But I'm just saying, like, balance here. Let's keep going. James 4:8. It says, what does it say? Oh, okay, I see what it says. Thank you, Lord. All right, James 4:8. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your heart, you double-minded. So, yeah. Let us draw near to God on today, y'all. Let us draw near to God on today. You want to be purified, right? Purified. Then, yeah, I guess we only can be purified by the blood. And, that's the juice. That's the juice this morning. The Bible verse of today is Isaiah 41:10. It says, fear not, though not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Hey y'all, I'm Nyla O'Neal with Anchor Phlebotomy Institute. We're located at 737 South Hill Street in Griffin, Georgia. Look, this program was birthed out of a will to help and push you closer to your dream, customizing each and every learning path for each and every student, giving you hands-on education with myself and other teammates. We're here to help you and drive you to be the best version of yourself. Look, we're a 12-week program, and it will be vigorous, but it will be worth the work. Put the work in, you will see it in the end. We are dedicated to seeing you not only finish our program, but to get certified. We are an accredited school through the National Phlebotomy Solutions, and we are so ready to meet each and every one of you. Contact us today.